How you doing? This is Trisha Mechanic. I have a 2007 Honda Accord. Problem is that the customer brought it that the battery was overheating and it was smoking a lot. He got scared and he disconnected the battery. I'm looking at the car right now and it looks like the positive post is short to ground. So I took the intake manifold out. I disconnected the alternator and I probed this. This is the power supply that goes to the alternator is short to ground, so I disconnected it and I tested it and it was still short to ground. So I ended up taking the fuse box. I disconnected the two cables that goes to the battery as well. This one's from the alternator and this one's from the battery, and they both are short to ground. So it the only thing that indicates probably the starter or a wire touching ground. So I ended up taking the intake manifold out. I got it out. I have access to the starter, so I just couldn't, like you could tell right here, it was overheating really bad. So I disconnected this and I probe it, and there's no ground. It's not short to ground, so that indicates that the short to ground is coming from the alternator. I mean, not the alternator, I'm sorry, from the starter. This is the power supply that goes to the starter, and I probe it. Let me see, I'm touching it here and I'm touching ground. You could hear there's continuity. That means this is the problem. The starter's no good. The starter's shorted out. All right, so all I gotta do is replace the starter and put everything back together and problem solved. All right, I'm kind of new to this, but I'm trying to teach everybody what I know. I'm really good at it, so just give me a like and subscribe. This is Tree Shade Mechanic.